Hi, it's Cassie Olberg in Selinsgrove, Pennsylvania. I am excited to do the first sketch for March of 2026. This is from the Creative Memories Virtual Crop, and I am using the brand new trimmer for the first time in one of my YouTube videos, other than the one where I showed you all about it. So if you didn't see that from Sunday, I went ahead and did a quick YouTube on the trimmer so that people could make good choices for themselves. And now I'm going to pop over and do the first sketch, and you'll see me actually use it. So this one was particularly fun and simple, and I absolutely love it whenever a Fast Fab page lends itself so well to a sketch. So as you can see, there's 3 pictures that go across here. And then we have a border here, and then we have another border. And so this one just worked so well. It was like just kismet. And then anytime that we have a single page, I always turn it into a double page spread. And there's lots of easy ways to stretch that across. So we're going to go ahead and do that. I am going to tell you that I am now doing Queen Victoria's castle in England, and she is my spirit queen. I believe that I was her in a past life. She was a preserver of memories who built a retreat house and taught herself technology so she could work from there. And I just thought that was so fun because I just related to her so much. She actually hired artists to paint the tables that the gifts were on and all kinds of fun family memories. And she journaled and journaled every little thing. And so I just really fell in love with her castle and her area and her little place in the woods. And it was just perfect. So anyway, that was a little bit of history because I was so excited about it. Now let's go ahead and do our page. So first of all, I cut a 1/2 inch frame to go around the outside. I am going to show you real quick what I did on my trimmer. So I do a lot of 1/2 inch frames. So I just put myself a little line for where the top should stop so that the 11.5 inch mark gets cut to. And the other thing that I could have done if I didn't want to put a mark there is I could have just measured this part of it to 10.5. But I just found that since I do it so often, having that little tick mark was there for me. I would have had them put it right on there, but they don't ask me. So, so anyway, we're going to bring this over to 1/2 inch. And cutting frames is one of my favorite things to do because it lets you use all that inside paper. And we're actually going to use, it lets you use the inside part of the Fast Fab page. And then it saves like so much paper. So we're going to bring the front down to 1.5, which puts the cut line at 1/2 inch. And then we're just going to bring this down here, and that gives us the first 1/2 inch line. Now, I am loving the way that this trimmer cuts in my little tiny parts. Like, I just feel like it cuts a lot smoother when I'm cutting my smaller measurements. And for me, that's really important because I don't have to pull out that sticky mat anymore. I feel like it's cutting. If you watch my video from Sunday, I actually showed cutting 1/8 of an inch, and it just cut smooth and perfect. And I didn't have to pull my sticky mat out. And it's just going to, saving that couple extra, 30 seconds to a minute. May not seem like a lot, but when I'm trying to get my scrapbooking done, I am really not a patient person. I am more of a let's get this sucker done kind of gal. And so for me, that is life-changing. So I love that it is exactly what I need it to be. So anyway, we're going to do this 1/2 inch frame. Put my trimmer out of the way here. Oh, and we're just going to put some tape on this. And then this is going to come right over here. Did you see all the little tiny measurements on the trimmer? I'm loving it. Can cut all the sizes I need. And I think my class on Monday night is going to go a lot better because, they always go well. But it's just going to be so much more fun because people are going to be able to see the measurements. And that is going to really help them feel secure in making their cuts. So now we're going to cut these borders. And I'm just going to they're going to go right across here. So this is the exact right size to do that. I'm not going to punch on top of my silicone mat because I found that when I punch right on top of the mat, it sticks to it, and I have to rinse it off with a little bit of warm water and shake it out and hang it up to dry. So this way, those little pieces don't get stuck there. Now you'll notice I came down this side, and sometimes I forget, and I do that. If I want to save that little that little skinny piece that comes out, then I make sure that I go up, because then this piece doesn't get stuck. That was off screen. So when I go up like this little piece doesn't get stuck. It's completely out of my way. There we go. And so then I can save it for something else. When I come down the border maker, I find that this piece gets pulled and all messed up. So if I want to be able to use that later, I just go up the punch. And that seems to work really well for me. So bring this over and bring this awesome trimmer back. Okay, so now I need to cut these off, and I just want to cut little tiny ones. So I'm just bringing them over to the edge, which is 1/4 of an inch, and then trim it right off. And see how smooth that cut? These little cuts are going so much better with this new trimmer. Right over. And do my tiny cut again. And put that out of my way. And bring this back. So I'm just super excited that it has the bigger base to hold my paper on. I love the fact that it does those skinny cuts so much better. And I love having all those measurements right there. I cannot wait to show my friend Nanette. She is going to be so excited when she sees all those little tick marks and all those little tiny measurements. Ah, so fun. So fun. Okay, so this is going to come down on here, and see how that fits nice and perfectly because this is cut. This is the frame, and this is the piece cut out of the middle. Okay, let's bring our pictures over. I'm going to bring out my beautiful guillotine, and I want to cut these down. This picture is the best one to cut down. So I'm going to cut off of this side. And then over here, let's see where I can cut. I think I can cut it down to 3 inches. And let's look at our sketch. So these ones came across, they were 3.5 inch photos. And I cut 3 inches off. So this is 1/2 inch off each. And I cut 1 inch off of there. So I still need to cut about 1/2 inch off. So I'm going to do that here. Don't really want to cut my family's arms off. So now I have the spacing that I want. Perfect. And now I am just going to do a piece that goes right across here. So we're going to cut it. Oh, I have to lift this up. Oh, that's just thrilling. So I used to have to lift the arm up on the old one, but I would like a 6 1/4 cut across here. So look at this. Awesome. And then these ones are going to come right on here. Now, I would just tape them down and do the measure and then slice part off. But if you want the exact measurement, then these are 4 plus 3.5 plus 3. So 6.5, 10.5. So those are 10.5 plus we need to add the 1/4 inch on. So 10 3/4. So now I need to lift the arm, but watch this. This is so exciting. So we need 10 3/4. It's going to come out to here. It actually shows the 3/4 right on there. nice and clear. So this is coming across 10 3/4. Voila. I love it. Love it. Okay, now I am going to bring my trimmer out of the way and my other page up, because when I put it next to each other, I want to make sure I have the same spacing. And this is going to come right across here, leaving myself a little bit side to side. And there we go. So this one I want here, here, and here. And look at that. So if you have not decided to get the new trimmer yet, that's okay. Your old one is still amazing. The new one, I have to tell you, there's so many things I love about it. Gotta love that repositionable tape. You know, I'm going to tell you guys, you know, I tell you all the truths. So the one thing, and I love Fast to Fab. They are my favorite. I love them all the time. But the one thing I wish I could do is put the sliding ruler. It doesn't quite work. See, the staples get in the way, and you have to go up and over them. So that's the only thing that I would change, but there's nothing I can do about that. I don't even think the company could. So anyway, have a great day, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you next week.